Hello class, today we will be talking about summarizing and why it's important. Yesterday, we learned how illustrations can act as clues that help us better understand the meaning of a story. Today, we will be moving on to our next learning objective as well as furthering our detective skills. Today, we will learn how to summarize a story's beginning, middle, and end. Retelling a story word for word takes up too much time and is almost impossible to do from memory alone. This is why we summarize or retell the most important parts of an event or story using our own words. If I asked you what you did last night, you might say something like, I went home, had dinner, watched TV, and then went to bed. This is summarizing because it simply states the most important parts of what happened. When we summarize, we want to know the most important part of the beginning, the most important part of the middle, and the most important part of the end of the story. I like to think of the beginning, middle, and end as a peanut butter sandwich. Peanut butter sandwich has 2 pieces of bread and peanut butter. You can think of one piece of bread or the first piece of bread as the beginning, and the other piece or the end piece of bread as the end of the story. What's the most exciting part of the sandwich? The peanut butter, of course, which is in the middle. The peanut butter holds or connects the 2 pieces of bread together. Without all 3 pieces, it couldn't be called a sandwich. This is much like a story. Yesterday, we read Are You My Mother in class. I want you to be thinking about all 3 parts of the story. What was the most important part of the beginning? Well, Baby Bird wakes up, alone, hungry, and leaves his nest to find his mom. And for the middle, the most important part was that he meets several strange creatures along the way and is frightened by a scary machine. And for the end, the most important part was that Baby Bird found his real mother and they returned home. Now, once we complete the final lesson in this chapter, tomorrow, we will be moving on to our short story projects. This assignment has 2 parts. The assignment sheet, which is kind of like a project layout, and the actual project itself. So, for the assignment sheet, we will complete and submit them on Google Forms before you begin working on your story. It's just 4 simple prompts. In your own words, you will summarize the beginning, middle, and end of your story. And then for the 4th prompt, you just need to say what your story's conclusion is. Now for the actual project itself, we're going to first pick a topic. 2nd, make a rough draft. 3rd, make sure you include at least 3 pictures or illustrations that relate to the text or meaning of your story. And we will create these using Google Slides and upload to our classroom site. And lastly, I just want you to be creative and have fun. For tomorrow's lesson, we will learn about conclusions and why they're important. And we will also look at my short story to give you an idea of what's expected, called A Day in the Life of Miss Bond.